And now, for our first honoree. In 2008, Kresge recognized Charles McGee as its inaugural eminent artist. Charles's paintings and sculptures have symbolized his ever-expanding search for hope and justice. His bold creative signature has inspired Detroit and the world through public and private works on display in personal collections, museums, and civic spaces. He has been a teacher and a mentor to thousands of young artists. He has founded galleries and arts organizations and created opportunities for others to share their work and their ideas. And now, to honor the legacy of Charles McGee, please welcome Mike Ellison with Darrell Peanut Smith performing United We Stand.
The enormous Sahara deserts, scorching sands, span the northern third of the African continent's gorgeous land. Extracted by storms, massive dust plumes form, and of the 182 million tons thrust up into an atmospheric lawn, 27 million, which is enough dust to fill 100,000 semi-trucks, treks 1,600 miles over the Atlantic Ocean's westward course, then slowly descends upon the Amazon rainforest. This phosphoric soil, placed in the basin, feeds flora, thusly creating the most fascinating ecosystem environmental scientists have ever seen. The astonishing key to this uniquely flourishing network of ecological diversity is 15% of the African fragments, the sands, that annually withstand this natural, magical odyssey. Conversely, tragically, ironically, historians have suggested an equal percentage of African captives perished during the disastrous man-made Middle Passage. With its torturous nautical voyages, the Ma'afa, the suffering, sought to destroy us as 400 years of our ancestral phosphorus made America vastly prosperous. And while race is actually a conceptual fallacy forged into reality with the tools of iniquity and therefore lacking structural integrity, we still have to acknowledge this. Africans have inhabited every corner of the planet, and let me be candid. Wherever, whenever we landed, we literally gave nations civilization while being taken for granted. That said, the Sahara South America shared heritage bears the narrative and perspective that all living things are inherently connected, consistently enlisting this as a lifelong message with commitment, kindness, and culture, masterfully crafting timeless sculptures. The modest Charles McGee also models the ingredients for living optimally. A childlike love for learning that never rests. Proficiency that relentlessly produces excellence and an aesthetic benevolence that endeavors to mesh disparate elements into cohesive elegance. Even when he was deemed a lowly Negro in the evil throes of Jim Crow, sharecropping. Even when he could not vote as an enlisted United States Marine serving in Nagasaki after the atomic bombing, as a factory-working father, mentoring countless scholars toward prominence in an ominous era marred by murdered civil rights murders, murdered by murdered civil rights martyrs, protests, rebellions, and armed troops hell-bent on repelling them, and perhaps most compelling then, as a modern-day artisan whose greatness remains astounding at 9+ decades and counting. His resounding body of work boundlessly expanding, landing like love, replenishing waning spirits, lifting us, gifting us with sustenance and covenant-painted lyrics, transposing rants from opposing political and social camps into soulful jazz. You see, Charles McGee's artistry converts these complex cacophonies into harmonies more audibly discernible to the common ear, and his distinct timbre is always clear. We are merely a series of lines, shapes, colors, values, and textures scattered across the land as individualized strands. But in the end, united we stand.